songs, the 3 albums that I have, I put it, EPs, I put them out on Bandcamp. I've started by recording it myself with the phone. Only with I've got myself a phone, and I decided to start recording on it with this app where you can put different tracks on it. You can put up to 8 tracks. So I started to create things on it, and then I said, oh, maybe if I take a kick drum and I put it into, you know, an old suitcase, like I saw this one guy do, and I thought, that's not too bad. I can get a bit of a drums into it. Then I started adding stuff, and you know, I still do that actually. 3-4 years later, I'm still doing the similar thing. Because for me, it's more of a freedom to be able to do what you actually want. And if you want to change it, you got the freedom to change it. You can do as you wish, you know. And it's sort of a thing that I quite like, the freedom of being able to do what I actually want to do to the actual songs. I started playing when I was 12. It was in Florida. I just moved there. I didn't speak English. I was a bit left out from the other kids because I was a newbie. Nobody knew me, and I didn't know anybody. And I asked my dad for a guitar. Somehow he gave me one. Crazy of him. And that was the first thing. I started with a guitar and learning by myself. Once I went to a teacher, and he told me that he said, playing guitar that way, you'll never be able to play it. And I said, what the hell are you talking about? I'm gonna go do it myself. So I went off, and I've learned it by myself, just by hearing and copying what other people did, you know, like the Ramones at the beginning. Ramones and Sex Pistols and the Smiths. And then it started changing everything, you know. You learn a piano, you learn a bass or violin. Everything comes along as long as I pay attention to the songs, and it really flows in after you get into the instrument. It takes a while, but it works. I quite like it. It started about 6 years ago when I started busking, and after that I was in England, and then I moved to the Netherlands. But before that I went to Brazil, where I was at this island, and music wasn't being appreciated, but I loved the waves and I loved the nature. They couldn't understand what I was singing about, so it's fair enough. So I decided to come over to Amsterdam, and then after that, south of the Netherlands really helped me a lot with meeting different people who actually said, Ray, maybe you should be playing at this place, maybe you should be playing there, you know, maybe you should be asking a bit more, you're asking too low for what you're doing. It gets me to see that you know, what I was doing had a value, and that I shouldn't be giving it for free. And that was a really eye-opener for me to see what I could be actually doing. It's been quite good to meet different people who can take you to the right places. End of 2018, I did Winter's Tale. It was, you know, I recorded half of it in Paris, half of it in Amsterdam, all by myself, just trying out different things, and put a few songs together and edited myself. I was tired of my voice at the end of it. Yeah, sometimes it's not so easy for you to approve something that you did, to say, okay, maybe now you can go to the world, you know. It's quite good for me to push myself as well, but then also to get the result that I actually wanted. Thankfully now I've got some friends. I'm doing it here in Amsterdam as well, which a friend of mine's been helping out quite a lot. Who are my friends actually, you know, they all try to communicate sometimes, and I really get into the moment of doing something, and if you break that up, and if I stop doing, it might not get finished, or then you leave it for later, you know. I have a few songs now that are coming into the new album that they were recorded from Paris 2 years ago, or you know, the ones that should have been in Winter's Tale, but I said, let's keep it, let's work a bit more, which I didn't. People thought that I actually recorded something in a studio, or, you know, it wasn't a studio, but a fucking tiny apartment studio that I was cramped into. It was quite nice, because it took all the, you know, record till 4 in the morning and just do as you wish and get something out. Better do it like this, and then you know, maybe one day I'll get myself a studio for 2 months or so in the middle of the nature, and I'll get to to record it the way that it should be. In February, when I did a tour in Italy, I got to do the songs that were on the Winter's Tale. So I got to play the songs that were there to see what the people would react to it, if they would like it or not. I've got a lot of good reactions from it. Yeah, I got to perform a few different places, La Bellevilloise as well in Paris. I got to perform a few of the new songs from the EP as well. It becomes kind of a self-reflection whenever you're doing it. Yeah, you're paying attention to what you're doing to make sure you're giving the right thing. Spyglass started with 3 songs. I've wanted it to be an album because I had songs from the last EPs that I've been doing, because I'd never made it a fully one. So I said, okay, maybe I should take everything now, make an album. Because then you started counting, you go, oh, 11 songs, 12 songs. Maybe I should cut off a bit, because it's I'm not doing the best quality here, and it's best for me to just put less but with more quality than to put a bunch of it which are not completely finished, or something that you still feel like you could be working a bit more into. There is this one guy that we started the band together now, and he's been helping out a lot because he can give me a good feedback into what I'm doing, you know. Because some people, you send it to them and they say, oh, that's great, just because they're able to hear it. But there's much more into it. Put some spices into it, you know, it's not just salt and pepper, man, just taste it again. And it's quite nice to get some people who actually know about music as well, that they can give you a feedback, because that's really important. I was busking in Montmartre in Paris, and then this girl came over and she was watching me and she was drawing. I knew she was drawing me because she was looking at me. So I was quite sure about that one. So, and then she came over at the end and she showed me the thing. It was on her notebook, you know, with her mom next to her and everything. I thought it was really sweet. So she showed me the thing and I said, could I take a photo of it? So I took a photo, and then I thought, this would be a nice album cover, you know. I don't have to draw. I don't know how to draw, so there you go. It looks quite nice. I just took a photo of it in 1 second and I said, all right, maybe I'm gonna use this for an album cover. I said, you know, just kind of joking, but then I thought it shouldn't be a joke. It should actually be a nice little cover there, because I don't really like my face into it, so let's put something else. I've got 3 songs that I put out now. You know, Recycled Teenagers has been one that I really love the lyrics to it, and also there is a few songs that I quite like the lyrics, so poetic. The 3 that I put out, they're very special to me because I did it with one of my best friends from my teenage years, and we recorded each song in 1 day. So what you see from this single of the 3 songs are 3 different days recorded between 2 people. He did the drums and the bass, and I did the rest, and I think he did some of the keyboards into a few things. Creative person, you know. Lovely guy with a band called Glove. Yeah, we can always plan it, but it never comes to plan, you know. The 3 songs that I mentioned that I did for the Recycled Teenagers, those 3 songs, we did it on a 4-track recorder with the tapes, and I loved the analog sound. And for me, if I could have, would have recorded all of the things, but I didn't have enough time to do all of it. But there were a few songs, 3 or 4, that I also done it by myself, all on the phone, and just leave it as is, and then you give it to him and you say, just see if you can save it. That's the thing for this analog recording, because I the right person at the right time, everything worked out, and you do it. Before Corona, I really thought that the year it was gonna be a fucking banging year, you know, because February was the time where I did 10 shows in Italy, February. And then I came back on the 15th or 16th of February, back to the Netherlands. And that's where they said, Ray, go get yourself checked. And then, after that, things started to get off. So I said, fuck, now what can I do? I'm going to record, because I have these songs, because I need to finish. So I better focus into this one and try to get the most of it. Me and the guitar, huh? Never say myself, because it's me and the warrior. Because that one is... yeah, the guitar has been a good company for me, you know. Sometimes I found myself out in the middle of nowhere, completely alone, no smokes, no nothing, and all you had was your guitar, and you go, all right, at least you're here, you know. But then you start laughing along, and you get to enjoy being by yourself as well, because it's quite important for you to be able to deal with your inner self, to see what is going on and what makes you happy, what doesn't, and to realize what actually makes you happy. Finally, I've put the band together, so it's an Amsterdam's band. Hopefully it's gonna be good. Yeah, it sounds good so far, so I'm quite happy for that. For now it's going quite great, yeah. I'm quite happy to have found these people, and I'm quite happy to be doing music. The last music video that I've got, I put out on January or February, a little before the tour started, because I wanted to have something there to show and to promote a bit as well. What I'm hoping for is at the end of this crisis happening, this pandemic, or so hopefully I can get a few nice gigs here in Amsterdam, and also in Paris at maybe, you know, yeah. There's quite a few places in London as well that I would like to do. I finally released the songs, the 3 albums that I have. I put it EPs. I put them out on Bandcamp, because it's already on Spotify and Deezer and Google Play, but Bandcamp is the one where you can actually go and download it and actually pay as much as you want to have the EP, you know. If you want to pay €7, that's fine. If you want to pay 10, that's even better. So people can actually help instead of, you know, because it's perfect to have it on Spotify where everybody can listen, and it's a great deal. But at the same time, you don't get much from it, you know. Well, of course you get a bit of a promotion out of it because it's there and it's accessible, but then again you need to make a living, and people are forgetting a bit about you know, buying your EP because you created it and it's something, you know. They rather buy a print instead of buying a painting. They rather download it instead of you know, or pay monthly, and they say, well, I'm already paying monthly, so I'm kind of paying for your songs, eh? So finally now, a few weeks ago, I decided to to see what Bandcamp was all about. So I put it out there, and it's up for everybody who wants to download it and listen, you know, wherever you want to.